Hi, Melissa. Thanks so much for being here today. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. And I am so excited to be here. I'm Melissa Matthews. I am currently the digital content manager for Family Connect. But before that, and still am a parent of two children with albinism within the transition age and a TBI as well. And I'm just excited to share some tips and some things that I've learned as a parent, but also as a professional.
Fantastic. Well, getting started, why don't you tell us what does dignity of risk mean to you?
Absolutely. So, dignity of risk, I think, as most parents, we want to be mama bears and we want to protect and we want none of our children to experience failure or hurt or any of that. But I truly think that dignity of risk allows us as parents to somewhat allow those failures or those decision making skills for our children to have the right to try, the right to fail, but most importantly, the right to learn from it all. And through this process, they can build their confidence in their decision making and feel self worth as they take charge and take ownership of the decisions through a safe environment and a controlled, supported place where us as parents allow those risks to occur.
Absolutely. Can you share about the impact that allowing for dignity of risk has had on your children?
For my children, I think this started off as a very young age for my daughter. One of the biggest things that I can say now through the journey and realizing that dignity of risk doesn't happen overnight. It takes years of practice and years of learning and working through many different situations to form and mold your child's self advocacy skills. For example, my daughter, it was about kindergarten and really struggled with one of an IEP modifications that she was not receiving at dismissal. And through the process of us building her confidence in order to speak out, she came home and said that she was told she could not sit where she needed to in order to see the carpool numbers. And we went and back and forth, here are some things that you can do. What do you want to do? Do you want me to step in? Do you want to handle it? And her first comment was, I'm going to talk to, and unfortunately, it was our principal at the time. I'm going to talk to the principal first. And she tried that and came out at carpool and said it didn't work. And I said, okay, what do you want to do now? And she had stated, I want you to reach out to her. So that's what we did. And we just openly communicated. But she felt supported in the process of trying herself and it didn't work and having me being able to support those next steps, which led to another IEP issue or concern when she was in fourth grade where she was not getting again what she needed. And we sort of stated, what do you want to do? What do you want us to do? And she kind of said, I don't know. And so we kind of laid out a menu of here are your options. Here's some of the pros and the cons that we can see. What do you want us to do? What are our next steps as a family? And she said, who's the principal's boss? And that's who I want to meet with. So, in all of that to be said, we did sit down with the superintendent and we expressed, I shouldn't say we, she really did. She had her 2-page paper of all the IEP accommodations that she was supposed to have where she felt she was not supported and having access to that. But those two moments would not have occurred if we would not have built in some of those trial and error through the process of that. So I think it really does provide children the opportunity to try to learn from that and to be resilient. Us as parents, we know we're not always going to get what we want, whether it's work, whether it's life, and we have to work through that. And it's our job to also model that for our children to be able to show them we struggle with the same or different situations, but you too can work through these.
That's such a great example. So, for other parents, how might you recommend that other parents or family members build dignity of risk into communication with their child?
So I can think of a couple simple and easy things. The first thing is just to have that open conversation when something comes up and you can provide your child, well, here's some options, kind of like a menu at a buffet, and quickly go through here are the pros or the cons. For example, my son has Instagram, and we were talking about how Instagram itself is a great way to connect with friends. It's a great way to use it for sports or recruiting or whatever. But there's also the mental health, and there's also some concerns that it can suck your time. And, what you fill with one, you lose from the other. So we've had some of those conversations, which recently just led to him saying, I need to cut down on my Instagram time. Can you monitor that? So again, providing the pros and the cons really quickly allowed him to know I have the options. I can control how much I spend on Instagram. I think another tip is really to have those open conversations. As parents, we do want to seem not perfect, but we do want to be, the best role models that we can. And sometimes we overlook where our own failures or struggles or opportunities to learn from, we don't share that with our children. And I think that's a really big missed opportunity to have those conversations. Maybe I was up for a promotion and I didn't get it, or maybe there was something else that happened in a family situation or whatnot, and it was those opportunities to share, like, hey, I experienced these too as a parent, and here's what I can do as well. And I think lastly is when your child has those moments where they feel that mistake or that failure or that learned opportunity, is to have those open conversations. And it's okay to be raw in your emotions, and it's okay to possibly set timelines. Say, I'm going to be really mad or really upset for 24 hours, and then I'm going to be okay and I can talk about it. Or I really need those 15 minutes and don't talk to me about it. Or, setting up those boundaries, but then having that opportunity to really say, what can you learn from it? If you were to do it again, what could you learn? What could you change? What would you want to do differently next time? I think those are the three things that I really think parents could implement, maybe on a daily, but obviously some of us, it takes a little bit more to think about where are those mistakes or those things I can learn from, to have those open conversations with their children.
Thanks so much for taking some time to share your perspective. We really appreciate it.